Now the next concept is object. So what is an object? Before going to the definition, I already explained that whenever we create a class, there is no memory space is created for the data members and methods of that particular class. But whenever we create an object, the memory space for data members and methods, the memory space is created. So that's the main purpose of creating an object. So what is the main purpose means whenever we create an object, the memory space for data members and methods will be created. That's the main purpose to create an object. Now, what is the definition of an object? Means there may be so many definitions are there. I will give only three definitions here. The first definition is instance of a class is known as an object. Instance of a class is known as an object. So, what is an instance means? Instance is nothing but allocating suitable amount or sufficient amount of memory space for data members and methods of a class. So, this is the fundamental basic definition of an object. The first definition of an object is instance of a class is known as an object. So I'll explain what is an instance. An instance is nothing but allocating suitable amount of memory space for data members and methods of a class. So this is a very important and fundamental definition of an object. Instance of a class is known as an object. And second definition is each and every class variable is known as an object. This is also one of the definition. And the third definition is each and every grouped item is also known as an object. What is a grouped item means? Grouped item is simply a variable which allows us to store multiple values of same type or different type or both types. So these are the basic three definitions. In any interview, they can tell these definitions. Instance of a class is known as an object, and each and every class variable is also known as an object, and each and every grouped item is also called as an object. Then how we can create an object means we can create an object by using one dynamic operator. That operator name is called new operator. So with the help of the new operator only we can create the object. And what are the functionalities of new operator means new operator always allocates some amount of memory space for data members and methods. This is the main functionality by using the new operator. New operator always creates some amount of memory or suitable amount of memory space for data members and methods of a class. And the second functionality is it always loads the address of the particular class and place it into the object name. These are the two fundamental or functionalities of new operator. And how many syntaxes are there means basically to create an object there are two syntaxes are there. The first syntax is syntax 1 class name object name is equal to new operator class name open bracket closing bracket at the end semicolon you have to place like this. So class name object name is equal to new operator class name open bracket closing bracket at the end you place semicolon. For example, class name student object name s new operator student open bracket closing bracket at the end semicolon. Like this you can create an object like here. So here student means it is a class name, s is an object name, new operator for creating a memory space for the data members and methods of a particular class, and student also class like this open bracket closing bracket at the end semicolon. This is one syntax. And syntax 2 is class name object name semicolon and object name is equal to new class name open bracket closing bracket semicolon. Like this in the syntax 2 there exist two statements. First statement is class name object name at the end semicolon. This is the statement 1 and object name is equal to new operator class name open bracket closing bracket semicolon. This is the statement 2. Like this syntax 2 contains two statements. So what first statement indicates what second statement indicates means first statement indicates that it is an object declaration. So this statement 1 class name object name at the end semicolon means this object declaration. So whenever you declare an object, the memory space for the data members and methods is not created. not created. Whenever you declare an object like this for statement 1, memory space is not created. And what is the default value of this object means is null. Whenever you declare an object, what is the default value means null, simply like this, student s semicolon, sum s1 semicolon means like this. If you declare an object, what is the default value of an object means null. But coming to statement 2, this is called as object referencing. So whenever you reference an object, the memory space for the data members and methods is created, and the default value of the object reference is not null. For example, like this, s is equal to new student of like this means this indicates that object referencing. Let us know some of the differences between class and object. There exist nearly 5 to 6 differences are there. We already know that. The first difference is a class is collection of some data members and methods. And what is the definition of an object means object is instance of a class. And the second difference is class contains logical existence. Why logical existence means whenever we create an object, no memory space is created for the data members and methods. And objects contains physical existence. Why physical means memory space is created for the data members and methods of a particular class. And whenever we create a class, there is no memory space is created. And whenever we create an object, memory space is created for the data members of the particular class. And in a Java programming, the definition of a particular class will exist only once. The class will exist only once. But in the case of objects, with respect to one class, we can create multiple objects. So one class may contain several number of objects. And definition of a particular class always resides in secondary memory. And objects of a particular class always resides in main memory. And when we execute a Java program, the definition of class is loaded only once in the main memory with the help of class loader subsystem. I will explain what is the class loader subsystem there. And after loading this class into the main memory, later only objects can be created. These are the 6 differences. First difference is the definition we know that, and the second difference is class is logical existence, object is physical existence, and third one is whenever you create a class, there is no memory space is created for the data members and methods of a class. Whenever you create an object, memory space is created for the data members of a particular class. And in a Java programming, the definition of a particular class will exist only once. But with respect to one class, we can create several number of objects. And fifth one is definition of a particular class always resides in the secondary memory. Objects always reside in the main memory. And whenever we execute a particular Java program, the definition of a particular class loaded only once in the main memory with the help of class loader subsystem. So what is a class loader subsystem is? Class loader subsystem is simply a program. What is a program? Is some set of instructions. So class loader subsystem also simply it is a program which is developed by Sun Microsystem developers and available as a part of Java software. This class loader subsystem is a program. It is also available as a part of our Java software. And what is the role of this class loader subsystem is to transfer or load dot class file from secondary memory to the main memory. That's the main role of this class loader subsystem. So class loader subsystem always load dot class file from secondary memory to the main memory. That's the main role of this class loader subsystem. So class loader subsystem always loads dot class file from secondary memory to primary. That's enough for the definition. And objects always resides in heap memory, and methods always resides in stack memory. Constants always resides in associate memory. These are the little bit statements regarding objects always stays in heap memory, methods always resides in stack memory, constants always resides in associative memory. And coming to how many types of data members of a class are existing means in Java programming. In Java programming, there exist 2 types of data members. First one is instance or non-static data member. The second one is static data members.